It's Monday, it is time for Reacts, and unsurprisingly, we are back with Zigzag and Jack from Jack Sucks at Geography, because these guys have got that little partnership going on, and as long as they're making content, I'm going to react to it, and I'm going to respond, and I'm going to interact with it, because it's a lot of fun, and it's always interesting to see what kind of crazy stuff they come up with next, just to make Jack able to win a game of Geoguessr. And this time we have Geoguessr 1v1, but Zigzag can only guess the capital city. Now, this doesn't feel like a progression. The ones recently, and the most recent one we saw from Jack and Oscar was Jack winning, because it's just like you can only guess in this country, you can only guess, in this hemisphere or something like that. But the capital city, I have to say, and Zigzag has said this before, and a lot of other Geoguessr pros have said this before, if you're not sure, but you know the country, the capital is where you go. The capital is the usual one. It's the most photographed for Google Streets. So, I don't know. Maybe there'll be more to it, but let's get in and see.
Good everyone, it's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video and another collab with my dearest friend Jack. How's it going, Jack?
It's going well.
What I love most about this is because we learned in a recent episode, video, whatever you want to call it, Zigzag hasn't been to the UK. So I love the fact that these guys have obviously got very close. Zigzag has never been to the UK. Now, Jack has been to Australia, but I don't think they ever met then.
Well, how are you?
I am going well today. A little bit worse after our collab over on your channel, but you know, still going fine.
That's the most recent that he lost.
Zigzag, Australia, British Columbia, Geoguessr, France.
Oh no, this is one that I have not reacted to actually. I saw the I turned this on for like a minute and a half, and it was so jarring to me that I was like, I can't watch this. Yeah, I was going to just watch that normally without, interacting with it, and I tried to watch it and just went, no, can't do it.
Today we're bringing back an absolute classic from the channel. I'm going to be doing a 1 vs 1 against Jack while I play NMBZ, but we have this spinning wheel with a set of handicaps.
Okay, see, it does make more sense now. It isn't just only the city, it's all these other things. This is more classic. This makes a lot more sense, because we've been getting onto the things where Jack can win and really pulling it apart, but this is kind of the old school. Zigzag did this against a few different people actually, so yeah, this makes way more sense. It becomes a kind of cumulative downturn rather than just the capital city, which would have been way too easy for Zigzag to win.
That I have to follow if the pin lands anywhere on the wheel. So for example, guessing the ocean only, guessing in mountains only, always guessing 200 kilometers plus away from the actual location, and so forth.
Oh,
well, Jack,
Jesus.
how do you feel about your chances today?
I'm pretty nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because no matter how much of a handicap you get, you still do seem to consistently defeat me, and I consistently embarrass myself, but we'll hope for the best.
Last time
Hey,
we did this,
it has happened that you've won, I think, twice now, Jack. I mean, come on. You've had like 30 collabs or something, but twice. He's world class. Now, I don't think he's not made it into the World Championships for August, which is it's a pity. I'm really planning to go to the championships. I really hope Zigzag was in it, but it doesn't look, at least at the moment, like he's going to be in. I don't know if they've picked the wild cards yet. Maybe he gets a wild card.
this challenge though, you were a lesser player. These days you're a lot better, so I feel like you could
That's true as well. He is a much better player.
Let's not start saying things like that towards the start of the video.
Okay,
Do you let me know, as always,
We'll
how the
let
audio
me
is?
guess it,
I'm
Jack,
never
until-
entirely sure. It goes fine, and then
Before we hit
the next
go,
week
we
it'll be
have to do a
bassy
spin,
as hell.
so
I
let's
never
see
quite
which
know.
will be my first handicap.
And I don't change anything. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Interesting.
Oh, that's quite a distance.
200 plus kilometers away, it's going to give you a lot more of a buffer zone because I can't get any 5Ks.
That can be really crazy if you get, let's say, San Marino, because you're basically not in you have to get in another country. It's like for some countries, or if it's a city that's on the border, you'd have to guess in another country. Like, it's very, very difficult, that one.
Okay, Jack. 200 kilometers away each time. I said we're getting to it.
Yep, let's do it. Best of luck to you.
Good luck. Okay, so as usual, NMPZ.
So 200 kilometers, I think, is about 100,
I can tell it's Mexico
120
because of
miles.
this truck, it's like a very
For those of you out there that are from the UK or America.
And this is like a very difficult round to get the actual region, so I have to be really careful not to guess too close. I think if we guess like Monterey here, that's at least 200 kilometers away, so I'm pretty sure.
So what happens if it's not? It's just disqualification.
This should be at least least 200 kilometers away. If it's not, though, I'm worried. I'm gonna be very safe and go up here.
Right, give him a little wiggle about, and let's hope for the best. 200 kilometers is
I love
quite
that
a
little wiggle. It's
distance.
almost
I mean,
like
I
a
don't
kind
know
of
exactly
good
how
luck
far
charm
it is.
for
In
the
terms of the
Jack at this
map,
point.
in terms of actual distance, yes, it's 200 kilometers. Where do we go here? So we have what looks like Spanish, Portuguese, maybe Northern Hemisphere. So I guess that means maybe Mexico or actual Spain, maybe. I guess let's have a look for some.
That is one of the good ones on this because so usually I've got better at it, but I don't usually look at the compass that much. I'm not a big compass person for looking at the sun and everything. But with things like this, when it's Spanish, it does really help because suddenly the whole of South America is taken out if it's Northern Hemisphere. And it's like, okay, so it's almost definitely an island, Mexico or Spain. It takes out some of the biggest countries where you could lose a lot of points.
EU blue. No, yeah, I think I go Mexico. Do I go Mexico?
Yeah, for
And
Spanish,
Mexico's
you're not going to
quite
see a
good
car
shape for
beat
200
up like that
kilometers away as
in
well.
Europe.
Yeah, let's just
Unless you're
chuck
in France.
ourselves like
Southern
there.
France
We'll
have
get the
beat up
early
vehicles.
guess in.
Ooh, we are 493 kilometers away, so that's really not too bad. Honestly, a pretty good guess, and we're actually closer, so a good start.
Ooh, he's ever
Yeah,
so
you gotta
slightly
love that.
closer,
He's
but that's
closer
not
as
too bad.
well.
So I wonder if he knew exactly where that was, but he couldn't click it.
Next one here. Okay, I know where...
See, for that, I don't know. I'd have said let's see. Let's put it all out there. That's how crap I've still maintained. Purely because this is the thing, NMPZ I'm not the best at. Purely because of the long reach of that, I would have said South America. Watch it not be anywhere near.
Where this one is, I believe. This is like Eastern Turkey.
So yeah, utter crap! I've said this before though. When it's long, kind of dusty roads, I tend to veer more towards Chile as a kind of automatic thing, but I would have looked around, so I'm not a big NMPZ person. I played a lot on this channel a while ago, but I just love the moving. I want to know more. Maybe that comes from me traveling, because so here's the thing. I travel a lot. Like most of these videos, these kind of ones are done kind of as they go, but you'll almost notice when I make, like, you'll see 2 or 3 weeks and be like, wait a minute, that's not a new video. It's because I'm not here. I'll be in, Africa, the Middle East, America, other parts of Europe, Asia. Like, I travel a lot. Like, a lot. I've been out of the country 4 times this year already, and I don't take pictures. I take video because I have a travel channel as well. So I think that's kind of why I do that as well. I don't look at standard pictures of what I'm doing unless it's like I'm outside Petra or something. I don't tend to see what it looks straight on, but when I look around, it feels more like a video. Potentially why I like it better.
Eastern Turkey, I think we're going to be like around Izmir or something like that. So Azerbaijan should work nicely here. I feel like that's at least 200 Ks right there. So I'm going to go
I
for
mean,
that.
going
What
through,
should our
I mean,
punishment be if we get too
120.
close accidentally? I'm not sure. I got to think about that.
Round number 2, let's go. We are, I think, it's maybe towards the equator, maybe overall northern hemisphere. Big scary truck. The sun's kind of a bit difficult to get into there. Not feeling good about this one. What do we have here?
Either, Jack.
Oh, I've lost the vehicle. I don't know. I'm actually a little bit worried here. The sun, south, northern hemisphere. I guess I go back to Mexico. It's a
Okay.
bit of a panic.
So
It could be
similar
too close. Wait,
vibe from Jack
all
there.
the way over. Wait.
I have said a lot before that I think me and Jack are similar-ish in our abilities. I think there's certain maps he'd be better, certain maps I'd be better. But again, similar vibes from Jack there as well. I think there's a definite feel of that side of the world.
This is close. 262. Goodness me. That was a little bit too overzealous there, but we are a lot closer and we're almost actually going to win this duel just off the second round there.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I just ran out
This is
of
why
time.
you have the accumulation.
So, that's pretty much seen me through there. Bad guess, that one.
Okay, so this one is either, with this poll, either Bolivia or Peru. I'm pretty sure it's Bolivia. And if it's Bolivia, I'm pretty sure it's La Paz.
thought you got it
So
from the-
we
the-
would want to
from the
guess like in the
poll. It's
ocean
nightmarish
over
for
here.
me.
That should be at least 200 Ks, I want to say. Yeah.
That almost feels like you take the piss. He could go into Peru, he could go northern Bolivia, he could even go over to Paraguay or, something like that. But no, I'm going to go in the fucking sea. I've got to be 200, so I'm going to go in the sea. Like, that, to me, that feels like he's just doing laps at this point.
That looks like more than 200 Ks. And that's the closest we could possibly be. So I'm pretty comfortable with that guess. I'm even going to go a bit closer.
Is that the sun over in the north southern hemisphere? Where is this? It could even be like Antarctica or something. I'm sure I've seen some areas.
I think he's going to say he's seen some areas a lot of this. don't know about that. Even Svalbard is not that great when you go north. If you're going south, everything is icy. Unless climate change is an issue, but yeah.
It's Antarctica that looks like this, but I'm assuming it's not. I feel like I do recognize this area. Where's the sun? Is this the sun? South, north? Where
It
could
is
this
weird
be?
sometimes
Is
to
it
do that,
like
'cause it's hard to find out
Iceland? Is it
where the sun should be.
Chile? This is such a weird one. La Paz. Oh my god, that's South America somewhere. I know this, right?
Sorry, off screen there.
Let's go for
Have
down
to
here.
get my
Okay, we
energy
were
drink,
360
my Red Thunder
kilometers
from
away.
the
I
local
could've
shop.
calculated it better, but Jack's guess was really good there, by the way. Okay, Jack, nice. Pop off, bro.
Nice. Phew. So he knew it was La Paz, he just couldn't get to
Many
it.
of you will know.
Man.
I don't really get
I'm
it that
so
much.
glad I didn't go Antarctica.
Oh, this is the Po Valley of Italy. We're like here, so
Wow.
I guess
It's
like
so
guessing in the
quick,
ocean
like, even
here
when
would
he's-
be very safe.
This is the weird thing. Even when he's trying not to be fast, this is what I find really funny, and it's so funny because you get so many people online that are just like in the comments like, "No, they're all cheats. Every single one of them is cheating. No one is ever going to be that good," which is brilliant because it's like they literally have a world championships, which you can see them taking. They have the stuff, so you can't cheat, but people will always say, "No, they're cheating." But it's quite cool to see this kind of thing where it's just like they're not doing a 0.1 second video. They're just doing a normal video, but he's still basically guessed that in 0.1 seconds. He's sort of immediately gone, yeah, it's that, without even trying to be fast, which is crazy.
Safe, like probably like on Corsica here would be safe enough to guarantee us 200Ks. But Europe is quite small, right? So I'm gonna play it very safe and go all the way down.
Not quite that fucking
where
small,
are
though.
we?
Jesus.
Yeah, we have sun in south, north.
Although I guess if you're from Australia,
I guess
yeah.
somewhere.
It's kind of all. Australia is the one place that Texan ranchers kind of cower in fear to. It's like, yeah, I've got a big ranch, really, because your one is like a starter ranch for a kid in Australia.
Towards maybe Russian area? No, not quite. It's got to be Europe though, right? Seems like a what's it called?
It does
A
have very
winery.
European
I can't remember
feel.
the word. The place where you make wine. Is that the kind of thing we're looking at here? It's weird weather. I guess I'll just go kind of Italy, and then it might be over Spain. It might
Nice.
be here. Nice. That was
Actually closer.
a pretty lucky guess. Oh, we've done a teeny bit of damage there.
Oh. 300. Excellent. So pretty much a spot on guess. I would say he still does damage to us, but like obviously his guess was really good. Actually, that's what I'm saying. Jack is much better since last we did this, so he can actually win any of these. This is Indonesia. It's getting me somewhere on Java, and it's not easy. It's not easy to pick 200Ks away on a round.
I feel like, so here's the thing I've kind of got from this is, to me, and anyone in the comments, please let me know if this is a normal thing or if this is just in my head. But this is what says Indonesia and Southeast Asia. Almost not anything else, even though there's like, writing there. None of this really for me. Potentially the vehicle there, but this feels so Southeast Asian and like specifically Indonesia, maybe even Malaysia, but that has that real feel of there. I don't know why, and please tell me if I'm wrong, because I'd love to know, because it saved me a lot of guesses on other stuff. But that just feels right for Indonesia.
Like this, I would say just guessing in the ocean here gives us the best chance of being far enough
So
away.
ocean
It
guess
feels
makes
like
more
it
sense
might be
if you're
like
in
West
Indonesia.
Java or something. So I guess I'll just go like this. I think this is definitely 200Ks, right? Yeah, I'm going like this.
Pramuka. What do we think of that? Asia? We're having a look around here. Boya? Don't know where
That
that is.
rang
It
at the
feels
end of
Asian,
things, or
doesn't it?
rag.
Let's
That
have a
kind
little
of-
look down here. We
that
might get a
always
flag,
gives
if
you
we're
Southeast
lucky, or
Asia.
we might get
That
a place
feel
name
at the
or
end of a
something.
word.
Go on, be generous. Give us a little flag. Give us a flag. You could give us a flag, couldn't you? Indonesia. It says the word Indonesia. That's enough for me. I guess I'll just
Yeah.
go in the middle of it.
Okay,
Go
it's
with
actually
that.
Central Java, and this is probably like 300 kilometers even just to the coast, so I'm pretty sure we're safe. I've given him a lot of time, though. He'll probably find Indonesian flags. And how far were we? 380, exactly.
I still love the fact that
exactly.
Zigzag's,
Jack's guess is also decent. Oh, it's just
camera
enough to
is
do
still
it.
trash.
In actually 5 rounds.
I mean, I'm on as high resolution as I can be for his video. Zigzag. Get a bit of camera. Mine's clearer than yours is, and I do not have the best in the world. It does feel kind of a little bit more authenticity, though. It is weird to think, but I find it so strange because I watch things like obviously the Sidemen, I watch Will and E, Zach Alsop, Max Fosh, and they've all got such high quality kind of cameras and everything that it's weird when you get to one of this because you almost, if you didn't know it was new, you'd be like, oh, it's like 2018 or something.
So a pretty good effort from Jack there, to be sure.
Nice. So it was Indonesia, but we weren't close enough.
Especially like compared to Jack.
And that's it. It sealed the deal.
One of
But
the names I didn't
played
mention
okay there
actually,
once I
weirdly
got
enough,
into
but
things.
obviously it was Jack as well.
GG. I thought for a moment things could have gone my way there.
Everyone knows I watched Jack because the fact that if anyone's still watching at this point, and if you have watched this of Jack, I am the voice of Tiny Tails Territory. Now, which of you knows what I'm talking about? If you have actually, if you've been to this point and you know what I'm talking about with Tiny Tail Territory, and now in your mind you are currently thinking back to that video, yes. Hey everyone, and welcome back to... That's me. Now, the video he clicked on was more than my normal voice. I do tend to put a softer voice on nowadays, though. It's, hey everyone, and welcome back to Story Time. Today, I want to take... That's the voice that you'll hear now. Come on. If you are at this point and you understand, comment below. Tell me what I'm talking about. Come on.
I think the handicap was a little bit too small. Like, I was definitely able to be consistently a little closer than you.
Jack,
Yeah, 200 kilometers. It sounds a lot,
Still
but when you look at the
beating me.
map, I guess it's not actually that huge.
Let's get back to the...
Not when you've had
second
him,
challenge.
like, guessing
absolutely.
different countries
Spin
and
the wheel
different...
for the second
like,
time here, Jack. What are you hoping for?
Only one country, I
Maybe
think.
ocean only could be handy.
Ooh, what's this one? I actually don't know.
Only allowed
to guess places that start with a Z. Okay.
I like that one. I'm excited by this one. This shows some promise.
In certain countries, I feel like there are no place names that start with Z.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the...
Yeah.
I'm literally thinking, and I feel like in Europe, there are certain parts of Europe where you're just going to have to guess in Croatia. You're just going to have to go to Zagreb, because around there, I'm trying to think of anywhere. There may be small villages, but... God, I sound like Tim Allen there. But I can't think of anywhere around there that's going to be obvious for him to click.
Yeah, I mean,
but I feel
and
like
it's just
possible.
time consuming on your end, having to find somewhere as well.
That's true. And what I'm going to say is it has to be a town. It can't be like a lake, or it can't be a region. It has to be a town on the map.
That's
Okay,
definitely
that
making it
sounds
harder.
great to me.
Jack, good luck.
Good luck to you, my friend. We could have this, Z. That's pretty obscure. It's not super common, and it takes a little while to find as well.
I think Europe is pretty safe. I think Europe is going to...
Literally, I was thinking the exact opposite. I think Africa is very safe. I think Africa is super safe. I'm genuinely wondering how he thinks Europe is safe. I there's so many places I must be forgetting about here, clearly.
going to be pretty safe. But there are other countries where we could actually be in significant trouble. I could see it. We're starting off here in Spain, though. Lots of olive trees, should be decently south, maybe southwesterly here in my opinion. Z is pretty common. For example, we could just...
Okay, so he's immediately proven me wrong. I obviously just... This is the thing. He scours maps constantly. I just travel. So if I don't come across somewhere that's a Z, I don't know it's there. Whereas he scours the maps. He sees the maps. He's, I'm not driving in these countries. I'm getting the buses, the trains. I'm not looking... And then immediately in my head, I'm just thinking Zaragoza, which is in Spain. Zaragoza is eastern Spain. So, of course, there is a Z there. It is so cool. I quite like being humbled in this. I mean, my fucking channel's called Amusing the Average, yeah? I quite like the idea that I'm just like, I'm so confident. And then immediately, the exact goddamn opposite. Like, the specific area that I'm saying, yeah, it's not going to be any... And then he's just like, yeah, it's actually, this is the easiest part. If you're from Europe, tell me of any places in your country that begin with Z. I'd like to know.
Let's go here. In Spain, I think, as I said, European countries in general, but Spain particularly is going to be pretty chill. And we're actually in France. Look, we had blue on the pole here. We did have long dashes on the outside, but
That's
I thought this
something
was
I've
way
not
too
heard
dry
before, blue
for
on the
France.
pole.
It's going to be around Montpellier then, I guess.
So we are Northern Hemisphere, maybe somewhere like France or Spain, perhaps? I don't know. I'll see if I can find
He's
a little
definitely
sign.
got
He's gonna
better.
be looking for Zs. Stop 150 meters. Okay. Are we English speaking? I don't know. Let's have a look. No, I don't think so. Borg
That immediately gives it away.
environment.com. Let me down a bit there. I'm gonna just kind of go France, Austria sort of area because I'm not sure.
And there we go. Jack did get it. It was near Montpellier. Very dry landscape. And of course, he is closer by 1,000 points of damage. Place names that start with Z in France are pretty rare anyway, but still.
Okay. So I feel a little bit of thingy there. Spain maybe has these Zs, but it's not so common across Europe. I think he's thinking as a smaller country he's going to be okay. But as you said, there France doesn't really have them. I'm trying to think in England, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland. Is there anywhere? I can't think of anywhere. You know, I think there's maybe there's certain countries, but I think Europe, to say that Europe is easy, I think is a strange one.
Okay, yeah, it was France. Where did he find that begins with Z? He found somewhere. We did a bit of damage. We're closer off the bat.
Okay, now we have Ghana. This actually may take some looking for here. I don't see any Zs off the bat, so let's just get to work finding at least one.
I'm oh my god. Immediately, both sides of my argument are wrong, because I actually said that I thought Africa would be the easiest. Maybe it's because in my head I'm thinking of countries that begin with Z, so I automatically feel like there would be local towns, cities that have the Z, and maybe that's just not the case. Obviously, oh, and immediately as I've said that, there, look, it's there. You've got a Z there. Zabzugu, I presume said like that. But yeah, there are places with Z, because I was going to say, like, I was going to get really embarrassed there with immediately both sides. But no, that does seem like it's automatically there.
One. Yendi, Jamile. Okay, there's
He's gone
Zubila,
past
so
it.
we can at least guess there.
There's one
That's
closer.
Good. Oh, we want
There we go.
Zabzugu here. I think that's going to be our best
That's
option,
what I found.
actually. Let's look for some smaller ones in here.
So he has found a
There's
couple
not
pretty
many.
easy
Like, I
there.
feel
Yeah,
like
which
this one
was my
actually is
thinking
pretty
that
close,
Africa
so I'm
would
not too
be
concerned here. I'll just
easy
look
with
at
it.
All right, next up. we
Africa in
have
general, not just one
kind of
country.
Maybe on the equator, potentially. Let's have a look. Oh my god. It's the Ghana black tape. We've actually noticed Ghana black tape. Oh my, this is not a drill. The day
I
has
always forget
finally
about
come.
that. I need to
Where do
start
I
looking
go?
down more.
Kumasi, maybe? We could go Accra. Oh man, now he has to try and find somewhere. Oh my goodness gracious. I am so excited. I'm dropping the guess in. Guys, everyone post a comment saying Ghana black tape in all caps, please. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty much.
I will be doing that after this. So look out on Zigzag Video for me going Ghana black tape on Zigzag Video, because I will be doing. I do interact with these videos as well.
Much as good as it could have gone there. There's no Z places nearby, so yeah, that was the best possible guess.
Ah, he's closer, and it was Ghana. We got it. I'm happy with that.
Okay, this is like Western Mongolia. Do they start place names with Z? They do sometimes. Yeah, they do. I think this is like all the way over here. So can we find a Z place name in this region? Looks like we can't. Okay, one more zoom, but they're not going to be extra towns. Like there are so few towns out in this region anyway, so yeah, maybe X. Oh man, X could have been even better than Z, to be honest.
All right, round number 3. We are Northern Hemisphere. It looks pretty good. Nice spot. Got those kind of... It's no Ghana black tape, but there is the same sort of vehicle. Can I
Feels
read that? It
Mongolian.
says
I didn't
Street View.
actually. I completely
Makes
zoned out to
sense.
what.
Not as helpful
To
as
what
I
was just
hoping.
said.
So wait, I said,
but
yeah, Northern
I'm almost
Hemisphere.
definitely wrong.
Where is this? Genuinely no idea. I mean, I guess other areas in Africa, a lot of it is in the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know. Do I stick around Ghana? I'm genuinely pretty confused on this one.
What about on the other side of the border, though? Doesn't seem like there's anywhere starting with Z over this side. Like in Russian, there's quite a lot of Z.
Oh my god, I think I actually was right. It is Mongolia. So if it is, I genuinely zoned the fuck out, which you shouldn't do. But the only reason I was thinking Mongolia is when Jack thingied down, it was those packs on the back, and it just felt like, I don't know, like a romanticized version of what I thought Mongolia was, with all those sacks of stuff on the back of like a fucking horse or something.
This is, I feel. Well, this is Kazakhstan, so maybe Kazakh is the same. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so this is probably our best option just yet. Well, here's an even better one, this one. There's Kizil, which has got a Z in it.
I guess I should stick in Africa. Well, because where else could I go? I mean, I guess it could be somewhere like Kazakhstan. It might actually be Kazakhstan. I think I'm going to switch, and I'm going to go Kazakhstan. And I guess I'll
last
stress
minute
him out
clutch
quick. He
up.
has to try and find a Z.
He's not going to
Yeah,
be
I
closer,
think
but
this is
damn,
a
is it
good
a
move,
last minute clutch
but
up
I
there.
might be so totally wrong here.
What about in China? China, none of the towns are properly labeled here.
There's a lot of
Lots stuff
X's
starts
in
with Z
Chinese rather
but yeah, I
than-
guess we can't
Oh,
click
actually,
it
there
in
was-
time there. Ends up being here, but there's no Z.
Okay, no one's going to fucking believe me because I said it obviously after Zigzag did, I think there, but I genuinely went to Mongolia in my head with that because of the sacks that were on the back. I need to trust that random thought process again. But of course, I wouldn't have guessed it from NMPZ. That's an interesting thing because I wouldn't have guessed that NMPZ because I wouldn't have seen the sacks on the back of the vehicle from Zigzag's video.
place names there, so that's fine. That's fine. We've pretty much made one of the better guesses we could have, I think, and Jack was not able to find where it was.
Okay, I was on the right sort of tracks. It was Mongolia, and he did find the Z. I'm happy with that, to be honest. I'm glad I got out of Africa.
Ooh, is this actually Namibia? I think this is actually Namibia, guys. I think we've got
I think
a brand new
Africa's
Namibia,
quite glad
'cause
we got
otherwise
out
what
there
would
as well,
it be? Yeah,
Jack.
this is Namibia. Okay, that's fun. Z places in Namibia, I would assume they exist.
Would not have had
I
a
would
clue about
assume
Namibia.
so.
I don't
Let's
even know
always
if I've had
find
Namibia
one
ever
to
come
begin
up
with.
on Geoguessr, if I'm
There's
perfectly
actually
honest.
not many. Zaris. Okay, we can guess Zaris. If we
This
want
feels
to.
like
Wanna
it's
go further
actually
south
not
even,
as
maybe.
hard
But
of
to
one
be
of
fair,
those,
it's very flat. I mean, imagine if it was actually
on
there,
the
but,
wheel
like, I think that's
anyway.
pretty
I think
good
there's
guess.
a
I'm gonna
lot
go-
harder
I'm gonna
out
put
there.
the pressure on here.
Okay, we have Northern Hemisphere. We've got some yellow road lines. Don't know what else to do with that information. We have a vehicle.
Jack's
Could
definitely
be
been on the road
Australia,
lines. I never
maybe?
pay
No,
attention.
I've just said it's Northern Hemisphere. Ignore me. Take that back. Wait, no. It's directly on the west. I don't know. I don't know where to go. This is kind of an American-looking vehicle. Got the yellow line. What do we think here?
So if I saw an American-looking vehicle and I saw that kind of thing, I would probably be taken to the Middle East because they do have quite a lot of those kind of trucks out there, but because you need them for fucking sand and shit. But I would not know Namibia at all.
Yeah, I actually have no clue. It's more northern, so I guess that means southern hemisphere. I guess I'll go on the equator.
Yeah, it was all the way down by the border there. Any Z place names maybe on the other side of the border? I mean, almost. Not quite. Oh, we actually won there. Nice. Well, that's actually not too bad. Pretty fun challenge as well, honestly. I think that could be a good video.
I
actually.
think I don't know. It feels like it was a little bit too
New
easy for me
coverage
to do
just
that.
been added. That's done me in. That's seen me through. Okay. The sun, with it being right in the south or the west or wherever it was, that's what threw me off. We got that juicy new coverage there.
Yeah, I was very happy to see it come up.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay, so it is new coverage. That's why I've not seen it before. Makes more sense.
They speak a lot of languages in Namibia, but sometimes the place names start with Z, so that's very useful for me as well.
Oh, nice. How did you find the whole Z thing?
Honestly, I didn't find that many, but they were always just enough for me to get close. So I feel like it could actually be
fair play.
challenging. Maybe X could be a really challenging one.
Oh,
I think X
is
would
X
be
possible?
okay
Are there
if you're
places
near-
to begin with
in-
X?
in, like,
We could try with
Asia,
X
in
right
China?
now if you want.
Or we could save it. We could do one more maybe and then X.
Or next video we film together is different letters.
Let's do it. That works for me.
Okay. Well,
Do-
let's do that.
do
next
the
time.
whole
You guys got a
alphabet,
taste of what the
ABCD,
next video
yeah.
will be, but we're gonna spin the wheel again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'd be subscribing right now if I was a viewer.
Oh, that.
I'm going to echo that. Do go and subscribe to Zigzag. Obviously, subscribe to Jack as well. And if you have that final sub and you want to, do subscribe to me as well. Don't feel you have to, but it all helps because I am not anywhere near to either of these guys' subscriber count. I'd like to be close.
That's facts, Jack, and maybe go over to Jack's channel sub as well because you never know. You never know what's going to be on there.
Deserts
Okay, deserts
only.
only. Deserts.
Okay, we just had a few deserts.
Okay, so you're better in South America, Africa, most of North America, although Canada could be a bit of a harsh one. Australia's easy. Europe now becomes very difficult. I'm trying to think of anywhere that kind of has the full thing. I mean, I can't think of a desert in Europe. I'm sure there is one, but it'll be fucking hard to find and it'll be small. Unless you're thinking of kind of Russia. And the thing is, with the Russian those kind of more vast areas like that, they are on the Asian side, not on the European side. So that could be very difficult there.
To be fair.
We had deserts, but if you're in the middle of Russia, that could be tough. This one I actually think has some potential, and I'm gonna make sure it's a substantial.
Yeah, because you're in the
desert that I get
it's
to.
it's in
Okay?
the wrong part.
No half-assed deserts.
You can ping me on Discord and challenge if you think one of my guesses was rubbish.
Right, cool. I will do.
All right, good luck, Jack. All right, here we go. Deserts only, and we start off in Czechia. So I would assume Czechia does have these dry patches. I'm not counting that. That's definitely not a desert. We probably want something like Turkey or Spain.
I don't know if I'd class those areas in Spain as deserts. That's a tough one, I suppose, as to whether you see it as a desert. Because there's massive arid land in Cyprus, for instance. But I'd never consider that I was in a desert. Maybe I'm being too picky because I've literally been in deserts, like legitimate fucking huge deserts, and I'm being too picky. I don't know what the exact definition is because, of course, there are places in Antarctica that are classed as deserts, even though they're not sand or anything like that. So, but there's a lot of arid land, but is that a desert? In my head, Spain does not have deserts. If you're Spanish and you're watching this, I don't know how many Spaniards we've got. I know we've got people from all over because you've been doing the play along, so thank you for that. But Yeah, let me know. Do you think that, well, if you're in Spain, do you class yourself as in a desert? But whatever country you're in the comments below, tell me, do you think your country has any deserts?
Say that the closest possible desert, though, actually might be Tunisia. Here.
There we go.
This is
Yeah, I
certainly
think
desert
that's
right here.
fair.
I don't think, like, these dry parts of Turkey, they're still not counting as deserts.
No.
Probably not until you get to, like,
There
Colombia,
we
or maybe
go.
even Syria.
I
So
think that's definitely the case.
Tunisia's the play here.
I think that's
Okay,
definitely
ooh,
fair.
It's not very deserty. We
That immediately is Czechia.
I gave up
You
on
see
trying
that,
to
and
say
that language is very...
Dušanka.
Yeah.
Okay, no idea. Maybe somewhere like Sweden or something? Could be.
No.
Potentially. Maybe. Could be Scandinavian, right? Arriva.
No,
We have Arriva
that doesn't
buses
look
in the
right for
UK.
Scandinavia.
Bus stop there. Very nice. Where do I want to go? Down
The
here? Check out this thing. What we
VC,
got?
that kind of, that together, it feels
I mean, it might be
very...
somewhere like Poland,
very
right?
Czechia.
It's quite a nice little sign. Yeah, I am gonna go Poland actually. Not many deserts in Poland.
it's much
either,
closer,
so
obviously.
let's see.
And there we go. Well, it's actually Slovakia and Jack.
I'm going to say, I was pulled into it again there. I do get pulled into this. That still, even though I now know it's Slovakia, it still feels Czechia to me. I haven't been to Slovakia and Czechia and Poland and all that. That kind of, that mixture of letters feels very Czechia. And maybe I just didn't pay more attention in Slovakia. Because when I was in Slovakia, I was drinking most of the time I was in Slovakia. Maybe that's why I don't remember I was spending a lot of time drinking. Big up to the hostels that I hung out in there, by the way. Big up to urban elephants and and wild elephants in in Slovakia, in Bratislava. Fucking absolutely amazing. If you're going over there, if you're hostels, go over to those. But this is the problem as well. I do get pulled in because your mind starts to play tricks. But I would have said that was Czechia as well. I think I would have gone Czechia. Would I have done the same as Jack and gone? I think I'd have stuck with Czechia. I would have got it wrong there, but yeah.
Jack is closer.
Okay, what are we saying? Oh, he's had to go pretty far there. Slovakia. Okay. I wish I'd been closer there.
Okay, number 2. Well, this one's
close enough.
easy. Pretty sure this counts as a desert in itself.
I was gonna
It should
say.
be Oman, so no big
That's
stress on
kind
this one.
That's just not allowed. What the fuck? He can get it exactly right and totally screw the entire game now.
We've got Northwest Mountains. I think I'll just guess like around here.
Oh no, he's got an actual desert.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Northern Hemisphere.
It's
Could
just-
we go around
So it's not
here,
cumulative.
Middle
I've just
East? Do we-
realised
do we
it's not
go for
cumulative.
it? I
I've
think
seen these
we
before.
do, right?
I've seen this before when they were cumulative. When it was just like, right, you have to only do the Z, and it has to be a desert, and it has to. It's not cumulative. That's what I said at the beginning. I was wrong there. It's not cumulative. I think you need to do one where it is cumulative.
So last time, when it was Jordan, it was around here, and I think it's similar looking vehicle, similar looking area. So he might
The
get a
area,
good score here.
at least for the
Let's
parts that I
see.
went to, doesn't
Okay,
look
well,
right
it's
for
quite a
that.
bit further east there. Jack is in Jordan. Jack does like to guess Jordan, I've noticed, and we do some damage back here, but because he was closer in the first one, it's really not that bad for Jack yet.
Ah, it was
You know,
over
in the
Oman.
multipliers,
I
yeah,
was
that's the
closer. I
thing.
was closer. Well, I wasn't closer. I mean, I was closer to my previous guess.
Okay, next one here. Ooh, this is Spain, I think. Is it? Should be Spain here. Okay, so what do we count as desert here, guys? I'm
Beautiful
actually
either
gonna
way.
Google
Let's be
Does
honest. That
Spain
looks really nice.
have a desert? Yes, Spain has a desert.
What?
The Tabernas Desert. Tabernas Desert is down there. Okay.
Okay, now here's a question again to any Spaniards out there. Do you as a Spaniard, class that as a desert? I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is. I don't know what bias is in my head, but it really doesn't feel like I would class that kind of stuff as a desert. I really wouldn't. I also think this is slightly cheating from him to be Googling whether there's a desert. But yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. There's something about it just doesn't seem. I don't know. If you can get a train to it, and I'm guessing you probably can because the transport in Spain isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good. There's probably a load of Spaniards watching this going, no, it fucking isn't. But we all complain about it stuff. But if you can get a train there, is it really a desert? I don't know. I think that's where my head's going. It's like if there's a bus there or a train there, is it really a desert?
Okay, we're gonna guess that. Exactly above Almeria. Okay, that counts, apparently.
It's kind of
See,
deserty,
even
actually.
yeah.
There's a little bit
See,
of a
even he's gone apparently because obviously he's an Aussie, so he knows what a fucking desert looks like. So, yeah.
Desert vibe to this one. Northern Hemisphere. Whoa, what just happened? I'm trying to go down here, if you don't
Mate,
mind.
I've had
What
that
are we
happen
thinking here?
so
Like
often
Mexico
recently,
or something? Not
where
really
it's
many helpful
randomly
signs
turned me
or
around.
anything. 60 around this corner. Okay, I'll do my best. I won't promise
I realise,
anything.
by the way,
Also,
this is
I've
a
got queen
very
building
long
down
one.
there. It's just given up on taking me.
I'm stopping to say this. I realise this is a very long one. I understand this is a very long video today. They are generally longer with Zigzag because his videos tend to be like double the of anybody else's. But I'm not going to just sit and go, yeah, ha, 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 ha. I'm not Sniper Wolf. I'm actually going to interact with it, make my own guess, make my own stupid assumptions, ask questions of you guys, because that's what you should be doing if you're interacting. You should be transformative. So yeah, that's why I apologise. It's a lot longer. I hope you can understand that, but yeah.
To it though. He's having a look. I'm stuck here. Is that EU blue? I think that's EU blue. Well, thank goodness I noticed that. I guess we go somewhere like Spain? Like quite
Oh,
warm
last
Spain,
minute
yeah?
fucking clutch up
Yeah, let's
again.
go for it. It was Spain.
God
Thank
damn.
God I saw that blue. I would have been in serious trouble there. He's still done a little bit of damage to me though.
All right, we ended up being slightly closer there. No substantial damage. This one is good. This is Ecuador, and there's a desert down in Peru.
Oh,
I'm not going
nice.
to count any of the rain shadows inside Ecuador here, but this is definitely a desert over here.
Okay, next up. Big truck.
He's so quick that I
where
don't
is
even
that
have time to
sun?
really
That
interact
beautiful
with a lot of
sun.
these with
It's
Zigzag.
directly above us, north, so southern hemisphere. I think this is looking more like a South
I've
America.
got to start
at
to
the
know
moment.
these
There's a
trucks though,
chance
because
it's
they do
Africa, but I
tend
don't
to give
think
things
so.
away.
I'm just looking at the big truck. My movement's pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting like thrown around. He's guessed.
That's something actually. Have people noticed this recently? There is a lot of this happening, I think, where things are getting very thrown around in terms of Geoguessr guessing. Like it just happened to Jack there, but when you like press into the going forward, you're just thrown somewhere completely different. I don't know whether it's Geoguessr. I don't know what's happening. But is it something that you guys have seen? Because I'd be interested to see if that's something that needs to be actually dealt with.
It's not that deserty. We might be in with a chance. I'm not really learning anything.
Not that deserty
Don't
from what
know.
you've
I'll
seen,
go
that's the problem
Argentina
it is,
over
though.
here. It's a bit of a wild guess.
Okay, and it was actually in central Ecuador there, of course, and that's just enough. Oh, he missed out. He went in Argentina,
Express
so
victory
not the greatest
again.
performance there by Jack. I'll
These are
admit,
not
but,
working, are they, for him?
definitely has potential as a challenge. I think there are certain seeds with more Europe where he would have won.
He's found a desert as well. Fair play to him. Okay, that's done me in. That's it.
GG's, Jack.
That one hurt. That one hurt. I actually thought I might be in with a strong chance there, but to be fair, you got a few quite deserty areas in the end.
That's true. I think if we had much more Europe, it could have been a much harder challenge, for sure.
Exactly.
Europe,
Exactly.
definitely, yeah.
I forgot to mention, I spotted the Ghana black tape previous round.
Oh, that's my man.
Yeah.
Get
I
it
don't
in
think
their
you've missed a
comments,
single Ghana
guys.
Since you learnt that, actually.
Your boy knows Ghana. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's a good start, bro. And do you remember the police car in Nigeria?
No.
Nigeria! I'd seen this and I've done this in a previous video and it turned out to be Nigeria, but that I need to remember. Get into my head. My own video I didn't do it, but again, in the head. I remember doing this, and was it for the Sidemen or was it a play along where I was just looking at the fucking cop car and going, where are you? Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria. Remember?
Not quite.
Okay, let's spin the wheel here. No deserts
Okay, where
anymore.
we're gonna get?
Oh, it's a classic. Ocean.
Ocean only. You can get
Come
so
on, if I get the
close
right
with
rounds,
that, though.
I could do it.
Last time we played, people were complaining that we didn't use the Mediterranean Sea as an ocean because it definitely is ocean. So I will be now also allowing myself to guess the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh no, that is not good news.
The Mediterranean.
Well, Jack,
fucking
there was the
gorgeous
rules.
as well, by the
Good
way.
luck, my friend.
I've just come back not
Okay,
long
see you
ago
later.
from
Who
Cyprus and the
complains about
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean? Put your hand up.
Alright guys, ocean only, and we have a horrific start here. I think this is Russia somewhere. Or maybe Ukraine, so I think the best we can possibly do is the Black Sea here, but would this really be Ukraine? I don't know. So Black Sea we're counting, right? But Caspian Sea, no. Is that correct? Black Sea is definitely connected by the Bosphorus Strait, so I'm pretty
I
sure
was
it
just
does
thinking it
count,
was completely
right?
cut off
Look,
there,
guys,
but
there's
if
not
it
much
is
hope for us on
connected.
this one.
Yeah, do we class that? Do we class that? Is that not... that feels a bit too much. The Mediterranean Sea is like fully open. It's basically the same fucking ocean. You know, it's just that it's turned a corner, whereas that one felt very sealed off. And it was almost like a giant ocean, like a giant river. I don't know. Giant lake, not river. Remember back to GCSE geography. Yeah.
anyway, so I'm just gonna guess.
Right, where are we going then? Where are we going? We are Northern Hemisphere. It doesn't look close to an ocean, so I guess that's good. It's feeling kind of Baltic area, right? I think. Is that a fair assumption? Maybe so, possibly. Maybe not, though. The more I look around, the more I'm thinking somewhere like Bulgaria, perhaps? I could do with a sign, really. That would particularly help me out. I'm wondering, should I go like here?
You can do with the sign, except Bulgaria, they write in Cyrillic as well, so it wouldn't help you the most.
Here to kind of hedge my bets between a few spots. Or do you think I would be better? Nah, we'll stick with it. Let's see.
I think this is Chelyabinsk, which is very, very far from the ocean, so I think we've actually made the best possible guess here. And yeah, it was, and Jack is in Romania. Well, we do 500 points of damage. That's not too bad. Would have been a great opportunity for him, but to be fair, getting Chelyabinsk right is really hard.
Okay, it was over in Russia, so I actually had a good opportunity there. That's irritating. Yeah, that's not near ocean.
Okay, next one here. This is Sweden, I would say, and Sweden with ocean only is not too hard. That's for sure. I guess we'll probably guess a bit further south here because their vegetation feels very dense. So I'm gonna guess just here.
Whoa, this is luscious vegetation. Look at that.
It is. There are some amazing lush vegetation in the north
feeling
of
like
Europe.
a Sweden or something like that maybe at this point. Oh, I can use the arrow keys to move forward. I did not realize that, but I don't go as far. Okay, he's dropped the guess.
Or
I'm
you
hoping
don't
it's
get
not
thrown around.
over
Maybe that's what
in
we're trying to do.
Americas, you know, like Canada or something. I'm gonna go between Sweden and Norway. We'll go. Do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna hedge my bets just in case it's Finland. And
He's
let's
definitely
drop the
getting
guess.
better with
Okay,
this.
Jack, everyone who's good at Sweden does get closer than me there. 200 points.
Okay, was Sweden. I wish I'd gone down a little bit more. That's not bad. We actually did some damage though.
Okay, next round here, we're on an island nation, namely Japan. So obviously that always bodes well for an ocean-only challenge when you're on an island.
Next
Well,
to
it's
it.
not Australia. And whereabouts here? That's tougher for me. I kind of...
The more you look at this image, the more Japanese it looks. Does that make sense to anyone? Like, the more you look at it, the more you're going to go, oh, yeah, okay. It's like, just looking at it in general, like, oh, okay, yeah, Asia, yeah. And then you look at it more and go, oh, okay, oh, yeah, that thing as well. Oh, and the look of that. Oh, and the shape of that. And love images like that.
Exactly say. What does it look most like? Maybe Tokyo, maybe Nagoya, maybe Osaka. Probably one of those ones. You know what? I think Tokyo is the most likely here, so I'm just gonna guess.
He's probably
in the Bay
been
of
to Japan a
Tokyo
few
here.
times. He's not that far from there.
What have we got here? We should have some clues. Okay, we are in... I think that's Chinese, right? Rather than Japanese. But obviously China isn't on coverage. I'm curious if Hong Kong is. I don't think that was
Hong Kong is
Korean.
coverage,
What are
but
we
it's
thinking?
not South
If we look
Korean.
at that, maybe...
So that is not that would. I get confused on Japanese and Chinese a lot, but South Korean. I'm talking about the language. South Korean, I think, is so unique. I don't think it's. I think it's so different because it's very. When you think of cartoony language, in the look of it, that's how I see South Korean.
Maybe that is Korean. Let's just have a little look about. I mean, I guess it's more likely to be Korean than Chinese with the coverage, right? Got the square vehicle.
Or,
I'll be
because
sad
the
if I
coverage,
get
more
this
likely to be
wrong. I'm
Japanese.
gonna go Korea, and I'm gonna go. Wait, get in the right spot. Where is Seoul? Seoul's up here, so we'll go kind
Look
of
at it,
inner
it's so
city
much-
Seoul. Let's see. It was Japan, and he's close as well, and he's squeezed.
I think
himself
you
in a little
notice
gap.
that as soon as you zoom in, you can notice
That's
that.
annoying.
Tokyo, it was, and Jack is unfortunately in South Korea. They did not make it to any language apparently, so that's going to be a good amount.
You see, I don't know. I think it looks so different, and that seems to be what Zigzag thinks as well. Like, I can understand Chinese and Japanese, although it is still very different. But I can understand certain characters are quite similar. But South Korean, or even North Korean, Korean in general, has these very kind of circular, cartoony looking characters that you just don't see in Chinese or Japanese.
Amount of damage here. The ocean only is really going well so far, but those rounds like the Chelyabinsk one, they definitely make things harder. This is interesting, by the way. Where is this? I thought it was Brazil at first, but now I can see Panama, honestly. I think this might be Panama. Would this actually be Panama, guys? I don't know. Wait, white center line is
it
Indonesia.
feels South American, but...
Wait, I was completely confused. Is this Indonesia, actually? I'm just confused, man. The longer we give him, the worse it gets as well.
Okay.
The thing is, well, the more you look at it, sometimes you screw yourself so far.
More the north, yeah. So we'll go northern hemisphere on this one. It's feeling like Asia with the palm trees and stuff.
See, that doesn't look Asian to me. I'm gonna You know, I'd have even gone. I don't know now. Part of me was thinking Colombia, but it's definitely not that. I don't think. I don't know. That feels like it could be up near Ecuador. This would confuse fuck out me as well.
We also have people on a bike.
Oh, see,
It's kind of a
this is where
classic
you get
Asian
it.
thing. Let's get a look at them. Yeah. And we have a couple of people walking as well. I mean, wait, where did I say the sun was? I've lost it. Oh, whoa. Welcome, Lattice and Falls. Where do I want to go? He's taking his time here.
I think the thing actually is Asian vegetation after all. I'm pretty sure it's not.
See, I'd have been stuck in
Philippines,
South America,
Maybe
I think.
Taiwan. Shouldn't be Malaysia, though. I guess that is possible. I guess I'll just
There
go.
are
like,
certain
Gorontalo
images
here
and
then.
certain
Okay, I'm gonna have a look
kind
around.
of
I'm
things
gonna
that
guess
just
Gorontalo
confuse
here.
the
I'm gonna have a look
hell
around.
out of you.
And it is actually
This is
Philippines.
definitely
Wow.
one of them.
I mean, at least we guessed here. It's pretty close to the Philippines.
So we'll say somewhere that's doing a kind of a bit of English speaking. I'm not saying totally English speaking. Maybe we do like Malaysia. There's going to be a nice waterfall in Malaysia, right? Yeah, let's drop the guess because he's taking a concerningly long time here.
And Jack is unfortunately in Malaysia. Honestly, really difficult Philippines. Like
I-
normally
yeah,
Philippines
I-
have strong
I would
vibes,
be-
but
I
missed
would have-
that completely.
Yeah, I'd
Okay,
probably
it's
guessed Ecuador.
Philippines. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd
with
be nowhere
the
near.
English that we saw, and he is closer. I wonder if he mustn't have known that one. Okay, interesting.
Okay, 1.5 times damage. I think I know where we are. I think we're inside the mountains of the Monterey mountain range here. So obviously
get
ocean, we're going to
pretty
be
close
guessing
there.
in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, whatever you want to say. And I'm going to guess.
Not whatever you want to say it. Gulf of fucking Mexico. It's the Gulf of Mexico to everyone else on Earth. Google, you fucking morons. It's the Gulf of Mexico. He's got Gulf of America, but we have Gulf of Mexico and then in brackets America because no one is taking it fucking seriously. You pathetic fucking orangutan.
Here.
Right, my health's not looking great now. We are very nice spot. Sun is kind of hard to see. It's hard to work out. Is that it? I think it's generally about there, which is maybe on the equator. He's dropping the guesses. We got the yellow road line, so I guess I go South America. We'll go here on the hopes that it's inland. No, I'm going Ecuador. I'm not playing great here. Yeah, the sun threw me off there with it being in the middle. Damn.
This is some difficult rounds though. It's not just that you're not playing well. I think
because
there's
Jack
some
is
difficult
unfortunately
ones.
in Ecuador, in the Amazon. But we do take the win there in pretty convincing fashion, may I add. Let's go chat to Jack. GG's, Jack.
Look, I will admit that wasn't a strong round for me. I threw away a few good opportunities. Like there was that Russia
Russian
round
one.
one.
The Russia would have been huge, especially with a multiplier. That round would have been deadly for me. But it was hard. It was
curses.
also very hard, I'll admit.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Okay, so let me tell you what's happening next. We're going to do a final game, and Jack, we're going to spin twice. I'm going to have to multiply whatever we get.
See,
okay?
this-
Good luck finding
This is the big
places
one. I think
beginning
it
with
should
Z
be
in the middle of the
cumulative,
ocean.
Yeah, if they contradict each other, then I just have to go nearby both, I guess, or something like that. So let's
Yeah,
see.
we'll see. We'll see.
First option, I have to guess the capital city. Okay.
Mm.
Whatever's next
That's
could
pretty
definitely
easy.
send me for a loop. So I have to guess the capital city of some country at least. And on top of that... capital city in the ro-
Now that one makes it way more difficult because just only guessing capital cities actually could be an advantage. Like I said, you're gonna have the most kind of coverage in a country of the capital. Like it just does, which makes more sense because it's more connected and everything like that. But having to guess the capital city of another country, that can be very difficult. I mean, if you're like in Estonia or something, then you can just guess Finland, and Helsinki is pretty close. Or you can do that with I don't know, Paris and London. They're relatively 500 miles between them or something like that, maybe 400 miles. It's not the worst thing, but if let's say you've got Helsinki and you need to guess and it's I don't know, the nearest one would be if you're in Moscow, then the closest one might be like Helsinki, but that's also like 1,000 miles away. It's very, very different.
Wrong country. That's going to be brutal. All right, Jack. This is your opportunity, brother.
Right, come on. Surely I could do this.
Okay, good luck then.
Let's do it.
Guys, I was complaining, but there are actually many places in the world where this is not too bad.
Yeah.
The problem is, if we get Australia, if we get New Zealand, if we get Russia, it's going to be really hard. Okay,
That's
here we
the
go.
thing,
This
it's-
is Philippines.
some of them
a great
it's gonna be
example of a
fine.
bad country. The nearest capital city to the Philippines is probably Brunei, right? Bandar Seri Begawan. I'm pretty sure that's just it. We're going to have to guess there.
Sun, Northern Hemisphere, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Who even knows at this point? Sun is supposed to just be like my go-to.
compass
It's
isn't
so unbelievably
exacting every
unhelpful
time,
sometimes.
in
Yeah, let's
fairness.
just go at the pace of a snail. Can I get anything?
I
I feel
always
like I've
get
seen the
irritated
word
by how
Philippines
slow it is as
possibly,
well.
so I'm gonna go Philippines, just kind of in the middle of it. Let's see.
Okay, nice guess from Jack, and we get
Nicely
super
done.
lucky here because it's actually Palawan, which is the nearest island to where we guessed. So very good that we didn't guess Taipei there.
Yeah, I did see the word Philippines. Okay, well that's a nice start. He went over in
a good chunk.
Brunei.
A good chunk for a
He did
first
damage,
round.
though.
Next one here has very big potential. It looks like Germany to me, so we're not guessing Berlin.
definitely
Is
Europe,
Prague the
obviously,
best
but-
here? I suppose it's probably Prague or like Copenhagen, possibly. Yeah, probably Prague, I guess. Zurich
Germany?
or whatever. I guess Bern is actually possible, but yeah, I don't see a good enough reason not to just go. Oh, Luxembourg. Wait, what about Luxembourg? I've changed my mind. I think Luxembourg City is actually better. I think so.
Ooh, this might be
Interesting.
useful to me. Let's see. Sun's difficult to see, but looking at it, it's got to be German, Austrian.
Come on,
something
how's
like
your
that.
German
Got the
reading? You spent
.com.
enough time on
We
the
got any
fucking thing.
flags, guys? Any flags knocking about? It's somewhere that speaks German or something.
You spent
pretty
enough
close
time
to
learning
Let's return
German,
to
Jack.
start. See if we can head anywhere else. If I go here, obviously he'd have to go maybe Berlin. So let's give it a try. We'll have a quick look about just in case we spot anything. But I think hopefully I'm in a nice spot. Let's see. Let's see.
Could this be Luxembourg? Wait, surely not. No, we got wild.
Would've been
We're
funny,
fine.
though.
Okay, Luxembourg City was definitely a good guess there. I was like, the more I looked around, the more I was like, this is actually remarkably similar to Luxembourg, and that's because we made the
close
optimal
by.
guess for the third time in a row. Not too bad.
So it was Germany. Obviously, I got the country correct, but he managed to go Luxembourg. He knew the area, which is irritating.
Okay, next one here. This is just, oh my gosh.
That
this is
looks like a
Saskatchewan.
Windows.
We have to go Washington, bro.
That
Oh
literally
my
looks like a
days,
fucking
this one's
Windows
bad. He's
scene, that
definitely gonna
does.
get closer than me, but how close will he get?
That is a
Where
background image,
sun?
that is.
It is right in the south, so we are very much northern hemisphere. He's guessed early. We got the yellow lines, so I guess this has got to be the United States, right? We'll go like, I don't know, here. Let's see.
Well, he's not that much closer. He goes Indiana, and it's gonna be almost 1,000 points.
See, that is where he had a chance, and that was what I was saying. Like, if you've got Canada or something like that, you're miles away. That could have been a big chance for him.
Boy, we're coming from behind at the moment. We got to dodge US and Canada.
Okay, it was actually Canada, and he obviously had to go in Washington, but we did get a bit closer than him.
And the next one here is Europe, so that's good. What is it actually? I think it's France here. So wrong capital, probably Monaco would be best
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Imagine Monaco working.
You always
quite
forget
nicely
about
here.
places like
I think
Monaco
so.
and
I
things
think
like this,
Monaco
don't
should
you?
be correct.
Sun is, I guess,
Andorra maybe as well?
South, so northern hemisphere.
Depends on where-
maybe.
where it is,
Bit of a
I suppose.
weird one. This. I'm thinking this could be somewhere like Spain. We've got blue on each side. Is that Italy? Does that ring a bell to me? Italy having blue on each side of the registration plate. It looks
I'm no
quite
good with
Italian,
registration
right?
plates.
I'm gonna go for it.
Definition
I'll go,
not
I'll go
driving.
north in case it's kind of anywhere up here. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, it was over in Spain.
goddamn close.
Right.
It was-
Okay.
it
We're
was
not
in
too far
France,
away
not
though.
Spain.
He's managing to play.
Did he just say that's over in Spain and it was in, like, Nice in France? Bit too high.
Quite nicely. Getting in Monaco, that's a sly one.
Oh, what a
Nearly.
banger guess. Monaco was genius. He does a good job, to be fair. His guess is also nice. Not to fan myself too much here, but the last four guesses have been actually quite fire. La Paz should be the best. here.
Literally
Yeah,
giving a
Iquique,
fucking
let's
sign.
see,
When you
Iquique
spawn
and
next to a
Arica.
sign, that
So,
is-
Yeah, La
yeah.
Paz definitely our best option here. I think Sucre actually is also legit, right? So that's the question. Which way is actually better? Here or here? I think La Paz is slightly closer. I'll go
Wait,
there.
Arica?
But La Paz is the capital and Sucre isn't. Literally, it says capital city, right? Sucre isn't isn't the capital. No? Am I wrong there? Did I see something wrong there? Or, like, you know.
Okay. Sun. It's pretty much west. Let's have a look and see what we can find. Parada. Right, this is strange. Strange area. We're driving on the right. I can't read that. Maria Elena. Do I go like Chile or something maybe?
I would always go
Possibly?
for Chile with things like this
up
before. If
north
it's
of it?
arid,
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna go Chile.
Nice, yeah. Okay. He's still a bit closer though. We did get the right country. I'm happy
Which is
with
why
that.
earlier
There
when
it
it
is,
was
Arica.
Turkey,
Okay,
I
he
thought
gets
that.
it. Good job. Again, we're closer, man. We've actually been relentless so far in this duel. That being said, it's still very even on HP, though. Our next round here, ooh, we actually have to be careful here. It looks like Germany, but it could be Austria. So we're definitely not guessing either of those two. I think we will actually go Bern here. Or maybe Vaduz is actually better. Vaduz for either of those two. I think that's our best option, actually, yeah.
Just in
Possibly
case, makes
Luxembourg City again. I could see it.
All right, what we got then?
I'd love this to just throw it for a
sun,
loop, it'd just be something
south.
completely
I mean,
random.
you can tell it's Northern Hemisphere just by looking at the place. It's feeling like that similar kind of Switzerland, Austria sort of area, right? You're quite high up looking though. I'm curious, is there anywhere else I can get to here? We do have a little teeny sign. What's that say? Hamburg. So we go Germany then, right? Do we look for Hamburg as well? Hamburg's up top. I mean,
But
it's
it's spelled
Hamburg
like
18. It might not necessarily be the Hamburg.
I
I,
was gonna
think
say,
I'm in an
it's
okay
spelled
spot
slightly
though.
differently.
Let's
Isn't the
see.
spelling the
Okay,
same in
wasn't
German? I don't know.
Yeah, looking
Yeah.
south at a big mountain.
I was
range
going to
makes
say
sense.
Hamburg
Is that the optimal
with
guess?
the E
It's
rather
close.
than the
Probably
U.
Prague was
I don't think we changed the spelling here. We do change the spelling for a lot of places. I don't think we changed the spelling in English for Hamburg. The E rather than the U is the thing there.
slightly better there, but I really can't complain.
Are you joking me? It was Austria. Ah, that stupid sign. I could have.
Is this South Africa?
Attention to the
guys, I
sign.
think we can make a really good guess here. I think this is like around here, and we can go in Mbabane or even Maputo. Maputo might actually be even more aura. I'm gonna go for it. Maputo.
Similar spot
More.
again. No, actually. Apparently, this is Southern Hemisphere. We're driving on the left.
But
Are we in
isn't
Australia?
Maputo a
Then?
capital?
Open 7 days a
Am
week.
I
Well,
being
that's
fucking
good.
stupid here or
Rose's
what?
Nursery. We do have faint yellow lines. I am thinking this could be an area of Australia, but I'm not confident on it. But we are driving on the left, and I think they drive on the left in Australia.
Was it right? Because I'm not going to go back. Was it cities only or capital cities? Because I'm starting to think it was cities only, not capital cities. Am I being stupid? Because if you have cities only in other countries, yeah, that's way fucking easier. But am I?
Australia. We'll go like here. I mean, I guess he'd have to go New Zealand, maybe Papua New Guinea, if it is Australia, of course.
I think Jack might be in trouble here, guys. This round is not easy. Yeah, he goes Australia, and Maputo is probably the closest.
Oh, Maputo
Almost
is-
anyway. So there.
I'll just completely ignore what I said. Maputo is a capital. I'm being a fucking idiot because, of course, the top part there isn't. Geography!
But yeah, really nice guesses.
And it was not. He's done it. He's taken the win. He's taken the win. South Africa and Australia consistently screwing me over. But alas, what can you do? We had fun.
GG, Jack.
Congratulations. Good tidings to you. You earned that one. I threw it away at the end there.
The last one, I called that would be hard for you because it was not a typical South African. Normally, South Africa's drier than that.
Yeah, I did struggle definitely. But you did
Still like-
fantastic. I was thinking it actually, when you had like European guesses, the handicaps you had weren't actually too bad, were they?
Well, that's the thing. Like in the no desert handicap, it was really tough. But in this round
Yeah.
on Europe, it
Not
actually
bad,
was a
no.
big advantage
Good
because
one.
I could get
Just
Monaco.
slot yourself nicely in Monaco or Luxembourg, and you're away.
Those two, I mean, they were just really lucky. Like, if I got in the middle of Germany, it would not have been nearly as easy, but yeah, I got lucky.
Well, no, you played very well as well.
Thank you so much, Jack. And Jack, you had some good guesses today, as you have been every time we've recorded recently, so
definitely got
well
better.
done as well.
Thanks, man. I'm up and down. I'm all or nothing, really.
Consistency only comes with time, anyway. Jack,
That's true.
thank you so much for joining me today.
So, yeah, there you have it. That was a lot of fun. I know. This is a fucking long one. If any of you are still here now, go get a treat. Go get an ice cream from the fucking freezer or something. You deserve something for staying with me for that entirety of that. But, yeah, there's a few questions I asked in there. Please do comment down below. I'm not going to keep you for much longer because it was a long video. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again on Wednesday. Thanks, everyone.